Chad. I'm making a video to review the work done for the assignment Letters as Forms. So I wanted to review the assignment just so we knew where we're coming from, and then we'll go through the assignments. So using multiple letter forms, create a square composition that expresses a mood, a thought, or action. So it's pretty wide open, but except for the square composition, that's not wide open. Please identify, should be identify prior to doing the assignment which mood, thought, or action you're striving to express. There should be no single letter stand out from the rest. We are not going to read the results of the in an ordinary meaning of that term. We're going to watch the behavior of the visual space shaped by the interplay of the form and counterform. Okay, so in other words, we're looking for form and counterform. We're looking for a feeling expressed with these letters, and it should be made up of letters and just black and white. Okay, figure out what form you want to express, or some type of a term, or what exact mood, thought, or action. And then decide the typeface that best expresses that mood, thought, or action. Be critical on your typeface. Check out the background of your typeface. Note the era of it when it was created. Consider under what circumstances it was produced. Understand what meaning it has today. So this might be difficult to understand. I know there's a lot of videos on typefaces and web faces, not only buying typefaces, but there are some that consider more of background of the type and when it was produced and why it was produced and what type of meaning. And why this is important is because as a designer, so all of this stuff right here, as a designer, type is your main medium. Honestly, it's like your paint if you're an oil painter. It's what you work in, and it's good to understand it. Just like a painter needs to know what paint stains canvas, what paint, just the characteristics of the paint, and when you mix two colors, what kind of, not only value do you get, but what color do you get, and what does that express? Like like a cad yellow light mixed with ultramarine blue gives you a bright green, bright green. But mix that same ultramarine blue and mix it with like another yellow, like yellow ochre, and man, the results become a very deep mossy green. So you need to understand those typefaces, and I hope that's something that you're really begin to realize and start working on. Okay, thumbnail compositions, 10 different compositions. That's 10 different squares, they could be sketched out. They could be in Illustrator, Photoshop, whatever. Execute the design, and and then post it. So pretty interesting assignment. Let's take a look at what we have. All right, so I'm not going to really say who it is. I'm just going to give a critique on the assignment itself. Okay. I don't know. I mean, this could be like a meandering type thing. I see that the typeface is very whimsical. So does this, and it's almost a line, right? There's lines here, and does that follow the whimsical quality? I think it does. I think one of the part of the assignment was to make sure. No, that was the next one, the next assignment. So, I mean, I think this follows it pretty well. Let's look at the next page. Okay, and so this is more the process book, which is great. There are thumbnails, wonderful. And I'm assuming this is the one that was chosen. And whimsical, I'm guessing because the type is very whimsical. So I'm guessing the design is supposed to be whimsical. Okay, all right, I'm buying it, I guess. I might, so I think a whimsy might also include, you know, narrower, because when I squint at this looks like a big thick line, almost like a Sharpie that rolls down and stops here as like a Sharpie, but it could have been with maybe like a dip pen where it gets very narrow at the bottom. We could have had some line weight changes in this, but okay, I'm buying it. I had a few small changes. I think maybe some more, like, I mean, here you're getting thick with it and a lot more white, which I appreciate. So I think those are good things. All right, here we have some thumbnails. Really interesting stuff. I like them. Yeah, cool. Cool. Pretty similar, this one and this one, although this looks like a swarm and this looks like more, a lot more organized, right? Okay, so I'm going to zoom out so I can see this correctly. Yeah, nice. I get a feel of what's going on. I like that there are some thinner words and some thicker and almost, you know, blacking out. It's nice. It feels like a charcoal smudge, I guess, when I squint at it. It has some value changes, which I appreciate. So cool, nice, good one. I mean, I thank you everyone for doing the. I mean, I think it's not just thank you, but I think you are you're helping yourself when you do this process book, and we're seeing that. So I probably wouldn't. Hopefully, we don't see one that goes towards the figure and gets more literal. It's more of a feeling, and oh, I see. Daring. Okay. Lonely. Loved. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so it's like a heart. Okay. All right. Oh, this is the word is anxiety on this one. Okay. I don't know if I were just to see this image, right? I don't know if I would go, oh, I think that's anxiety, definitely. It looks like a more of a very literal heart, the organ itself, with a heavy outline around it, and then like a very kind of neutrally background. I think it's well executed. I think the craftsmanship is nice. I'm not sure if that's the right anxiety. I don't know if that says anxiety, but I can appreciate the craftsmanship on it. Yeah, very much so. This looks like it took thought and time, so appreciate that too. Okay, some brainstorms, some sketches. Yeah, okay. Bunch of different ideas, which great. Glad to hear that. Glad to see it. Nice. Okay. Okay, and the word is melting. Zoom out a little bit. I think it's good everyone's following the square composition using black and white. Interesting. Yeah. Cool. Too. I mean, this is obviously the focal point. I think it's important that we have that. I think there are other things that could have been done for the focal point, right? Not just clarity in lines, but it could have been like darkness. You know, we could have, I mean, if we cropped the image up here and had this very dark right here, right? So, because value could help be a focal point. Lots of other things that make focal points, but this seems to work. Melting, interesting. I would have, it feels like wax on a flat surface melting rather than maybe something melting in a vertical aspect where you would see more drips. But I think this works. Okay. Snake. And okay, thumbnails, great. Personally, I like a few of these other ones. I think this one's nicer than the literal snake because we're going for a feeling, right? We're going for a mood, thought, or action. So I'm wondering, as we look back, what is the mood, thought, or action here? I mean, I'm seeing snake straight up. So that would be my question. I really do, again, appreciate the craftsmanship, the time. I like the value changes. So well done on all those aspects. I'm just questioning the concept, right? Okay. Someone's exploration of type, trying to figure out which one would work. Great. Some thumbnails. These work great as thumbnails. I think maybe some more value. This is very linear, right? And since this is a value assignment, it's really good to jump. I mean, not only do these thumbnails, these are important, you got to do this, but then how does this translate with your values? Like if this is a light, would light be coming out the top, a little glowy around the shade and then out the bottom? And so we would see these value changes, if you know what I'm saying, right? Dark mountains, light sun or moon, and then a darker night or maybe a sunset, I don't know. So it's the value aspect is important as well, right? And this is true in any type of art, but also, well, visual art, but also graphic design. And that's what we're talking about. This is the class we're in, graphic design. So values are important in it, and shapes. And there's more shapes in here that can be expressed with value. So don't forget about the value element. Okay, so this one is kind of cool. It went, someone took this very linearly. I do like the grays. Feels like it was done with a rough, almost with a letter a letter brush in Photoshop or Illustrator or something like that. But it's kind of so that's why I'm kind of going, maybe it is a letter brush of some type. But I think it's working pretty good. It looks pretty linear. I have to say I do appreciate the the value in there, but I think shape would have been a stronger solution here. Like if these are waves, could the sky have been completely black up here? And if these waves are curling, would we see sky in the middle of this little area here? So shapes are dramatic. Shapes hold up visually in the distance. Lines much less so. Okay, but cool nonetheless. Okay, and so this issue, this is what I get sometimes when projects in Portfolio they haven't turned permissions on to the public. It's still private. The default is private. So be sure to check each project by clicking the little gear icon and then going in and changing the privacy to public so I can see it. Because I have no other choice but to give this a 0, and then the person will revise and resubmit, and then I can regrade. Okay. All right. Cool. I can show you how to crop this. That's not a big deal. I'm trying to figure, I like the shapes. I like the shapes. I like this hard edge and the soft edge here. I think that's nice. This is a very kind of gritty value through here with this type. Another hard edge, some kind of soft. So yeah, it's cool. Okay. Yep. Like a thumbnail, I'm guessing. And not sure what this is. I'm guessing a brainstorm of some kind. Oh, well, that didn't really help me. Tried to zoom in on my, because I don't see the plus minus here. So I'm guessing this is the, for the process book. A little hard for me to read right now. Okay, so we have some animal shapes going on, and maybe this was an animal back here that I missed. Still missing it, but it doesn't matter. It's a nice shape. I'm not sure the word that's being conveyed. Maybe it says in here or in here. I just can't read it, so I'll have to look at it larger. I have to make my screen so small when I do these reviews. So actually, let's just see. Rage, snarl, wolf. Okay, and then okay, yeah, here we go. Yeah, it was a cool typeface, I think, to use. Rage, snarl, wolf, and it doesn't matter if I see it or not. Okay, nice. Anyway, I like the different the good things going on here. I don't know if I have any changes. It's pretty cool. I like that it's not symmetrical. I'd probably work for asymmetry. Anyway, so good. Yeah, letters as forms, rolling down. Good, good. Okay, yeah, okay. And you know what, even on these thumbnails, we didn't really have to put the letters in. You could have just scribbled in or, super rough sketched it. But okay, here's our final. Let me zoom out so we can see what's going on. Yeah, cool. I like it. Has some real interesting grit here. This is obviously the focal point, and I like that there's some, soft edges and some harder edges up here, harder edges here. Yeah, nice. What's the second page, I wonder? Okay. I don't know if it's a head or a figure or what, but still like it. I don't know what the word would be. I think the words are tough to discern, right? But it definitely feels like a figure, shoulders and head. It's where I'm leaning toward. But other than that, I'm not sure, but I like it. I like the grittiness of it. I like the textures going on. Notice how important textures are. I mean, in graphic design, you can put in textures. You can use them. So when we start doing graphic design, I'm going to encourage you to be conservative in your designs so you can learn the rules. Then I'm going to ask you to go beyond those and break them. But it's important to learn the graphic design rules. Here's why. Because first you need to know them to break them. That's why we do observational drawing and try to make our drawings look like something that's sitting in front of us, and we understand light and shadow. Then later on we can start playing with it and and intelligently break rules. One thing that I want to point out is this texture. We don't have to lose texture when we get into graphic design. There's ways of including texture, interesting texture. Bring it in. Don't be afraid of texture in design. Okay, I'm going to zoom out on this so I can see what is going on. Okay, this is really cool. It feels like there's a book cover. I mean, this is a good one on balance almost, right? Where a lot of weight, and it's balanced because this is so strong and small and dark, and then we have this big mass. Looks like Armada book cover. I'll look that up for you real quick. Yeah. Yeah, so in a way where you have a big mass and then one small little thing. Anyway, okay, cool, nice. What's the second one? Oh, and then here we go into the process book. Great, great. Oh, you guys, wow, a lot of work doing these letters. Again, you could have just scribbled, but appreciate the work. Okay, this is interesting. So kind of like waves somehow, right? Great, nice, nice, nice. Oh, and let's zoom out and see the final result. Okay, yeah, has some really nice movement. I'm not totally sold on the typeface that was chosen. Wave seems like super actiony. It feels like drama, but then we're going with a really light, I know it's italic, but a rather business type typeface. And I just question the typeface. Love the design though. So there you go. Okay, so I think we're seeing some thumbnails and designs, some explorations, some more. And let's see what we got. This looks like a fletch of an arrow. So we missed the square format. And I encourage you to step out of the line, go for shapes. And I'm just going to reference back to this. Look at this big shape going on. It has different, like softer edges, but still a great big shape. And there's some other ones that I pointed out. Go for shape more than this line, okay? I'm zooming out. Well, it looks like I'm seeing double. Kind of clouds, I guess. And I'm going to zoom in to see the typeface. Okay, so kind of scripty, handwritten. It feels like dark clouds a bit. Oh, here's some different explore. Oh, this was the first one. Okay. Are we doing the second? Yeah, we're going to the second one. Okay, here are thumb. Okay, here's some thumbnails for that. Sad, dreaming, clouds, bad. Okay, so yeah, okay, we get the clouds. That's fun. I would have played suggestion. Play a little bit more with the values. Clouds are a little bit lighter in where the sun's shining through, and maybe a little bit darker at the bottom usually. They have softer edges and harder edges, so you could play with that too. Here it looks like the same type of edge all the way around, and I think I've gone through that different edges. I've pointed out the hard and soft edges in other assignments. So my recommendation is to play with values more and edges. Okay. Okay, this is the first assignment. And then we're going to the second assignment. Ooh, these are nice. Okay, very good, very good. And that looks like maybe, yeah, the final right here. Okay, I'm going to zoom out a bit. I feel like it's interesting. It's really, I think it's really high key. So we have a lot, the values are very light. I squint at it, it almost vanishes, almost. There's some big letters that are holding it together, but these have a lot more value, strength in them, and that's why I like a lot of these thumbnails a bit more than this one, because it's just so high key. If we were, when I squint at it, I'm just like drawn to this big old shape here. I'm not sold that this should be the focal point, but it is, just because it's, so bold. Anyway, okay, cool, good. So those are my comments. And okay, oh, okay, maybe drop or. Okay, just brainstorming stuff, and then raindrop expands my font under it. Okay. Yeah, okay, so this is the assignment. Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of cool. Yeah, great. When I squint at it, I think you could play with values a bit more and probably with edges, but cool. We could have like a little nebulous back here. This could have been very dark, like planets, or I don't know. It's nice. Anyway, I think could play around with the edges a bit more. Cool. All right, we'll go to the next. And yeah, so now we're looking at a Processbook. Okay, very linear. And again, I'm going to encourage you to go with shape. That's cool. That's all right. That's good. It's nice. Well crafted. So yeah, nice. It's pretty neat. Very optical. I can do this for a while. Kind of fun to look at. So nice job on this. Couple more here. I'm scrolling down to appreciate the research on the type here. Nice, good, nice sketches. Use the value so I know what we're looking at. Are these going black? Is the background black? Is this thing black or the two side? I don't know. I mean, or is it stepped up? Okay. Oh, I see. So it's kind of like a mail type icon. Yeah. Was it email is the word or something? Or you got mail? I don't know. I liked a lot of these better than the mail one. Yeah, I mean, this one's cool. This could have been really nice, really nice. So yeah, good. I mean, I'm very open to meet and to give you feedback. I'm looking for a feeling, right? Where I don't think this has much feeling. Mood, was it feeling, mood, or mood, thought, or action? Well, I guess that's an action is like email, but I think anyway, okay. All right. I see the thought behind it, and I accept that. That's fine. And then yeah, okay, and that's our assignment. So nice work. Play around with value, keep value in your thumbnails. You play around with edges, and yeah, and I'll critique the next assignment. Instead of letters as forms as letters. I can't remember. Anyway, get back with you soon. Thanks.